Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a good morning because we're alive. And it is Wednesday for those that are still half asleep. Good morning, Riddle. I'll just give it another minute really quick. So it is happy Wednesday, happy hump day, middle of the week. For those that have Monday through Friday working and weekends off, you're halfway there. Oh boy. So StreamYard, I just want to let those that know, because I it doesn't matter. StreamYard is aware of the technical issues, and they posted that they are working on the issues to fix it in StreamYard. But those glitches last night, oh my lord! I mean, really, were they like? It was at first I thought I was, whatever, and then I was like, it kept glitching and glitching. All the platforms were glitching. I'm like, okay, guys, last night was it because of aliens? Was it the three-letter agencies? The who done it? I don't know, but you guys decide. Good morning, sunshine. So, all right, let's do this. I know I'm not the only. Excuse me. I'm awake, but sinuses again. It's just crazy. I'm not the first person to talk about this, and to be quite honest, I'm sure. It's a fact. I won't be the last. All right. So you read the title. Two or more things can be true, right? Or can they? Yesterday, November 11th, in the Scientology protesting, it was very, very quiet yesterday, especially in LA. It was super quiet. Nobody was live. Not that, I mean, unless something snuck by me with again, the glitches, right? The notifications and all that stuff, who you're subscribed to or who show an interest in. It was very quiet. No one went live to protest. And again, not that I saw. Um, but I think maybe now this could be why. Maybe they knew this was coming about the Mike Rinder thing. Now, Mike Rinder was a longtime Scientologist. Not only that, he was a higher up. He was in what they call OSA, the Operation of Special Affairs. It's kind of like the spy, not a spy, but like head security. Like he was top dog. Let's put it in plain English. He was top dog. He was the right hand man to David Miscavige. Okay, he's been in it. He was in that game for a long, long time. I don't recall exactly what year he left, but he's been out for a bit. But I think that's the reason why. Because my take on it is they knew, or maybe they knew that this was coming. Mike Rinder had spoken out. Now, the funny thing of when I say speaks out, that he spoke out, excuse me, and it came out last night, Eastern time, 7 p.m. Now, hear me out. 7 p.m., he did a video and spoke out. Now, in California, that's 4 p.m. because Eastern time take away 3 hours, right? But here's the weird thing. When finally somebody went live and protesting, it was Lara FM. She went live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Mike spoke out 7 p.m. Eastern, and Lara went live 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't want to make it more difficult. That's just leave it at that. So an hour later that Mike Rinder went live. Okay. I find that very interesting, my take on it. And I find that interesting because I'm sure I'm not the only one that was like, Where are the protesters at? Nobody's live. Where's DOA? Where's Lara? Where's anybody? Confident Chris? Where's you know any of them? Okay, so I found that very strange. But I think my take again, I think that's why they may have had an inside or an idea because people talk behind the scenes, not just in YouTube world, in life in general. Maybe they had a clue. Maybe somebody let them know. Now, Aaron Smith Levin, who started the foundation with Louis Garcia on the Aftermath Foundation, who now is the president of the SPTV Foundation. For those that don't know, lots of people he had on his platform, you know, lots of people, a lot of ex Scientologists, people that left Scientology, escaped, whatever words you want to use. And then there are some that were never in Scientology. They might have been lawyers or business people or people that did like one or two Scientology courses, not even, right? And from what I, as a viewer, saw, it got money, it got subs, they got love bomb, they got shout outs, they got views, they got promoted. And then not that long ago, he stopped that. He did all that until he didn't. Some people, just so you know, didn't want to be or excuse me, didn't want to be on or come back on YouTube because there are people like Nora, right? She was on YouTube a while back, and she, whatever her reasons were, she had stepped away. But Aaron did some convincing to come back, you know. So, but there was a Sterling Tompkins, who is, I believe, the stepbrother of Jenna Miscavige. Aaron had said to him, you know, why don't you start a YouTube channel? And he's like, no. But then he made one. So with some convincing, they did. And in my opinion, they might have been grateful for it or happy about it in the beginning, but now, not so much. Just depends who you are, in my opinion, you know? That's just my opinion. I guess it depends who you are if you were happy or grateful. I'm just saying. Many ex-Scientologists have said they are trained to lie. And they tell on each other. They're the ones that were in the Scientology, not us. There have been people that were second or third generations that have said, when everybody was in an uproar about Mike Rinder and Claire and Mark Headley and everybody else under the sun, right? And things were slowly starting to come out, or at least like a hidden agenda or read between the lines kind of thing, that many of them said they are trained to lie and tell on each other, right? And I bring that point up because they have said, we can call bullshit. We smell bullshit. We know how it works. That's why I'm able to say these words. They themselves had said, we know what this is all about. Tactics and all that stuff, right? Now the SPTV Foundation, let me show you something. Excuse me. This is Mrs. J. I researched on multiple platforms, and Mrs. J is a viewer supporter of ex Scientology and a mod. So let's take a look at this really quick. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is this was April 4th, or excuse me, April 3rd, right? So, is there an option to play it slow-mo? Just let me play it again. I want you to see for yourselves. So, April 3rd, this was made. The new SPTV Foundation has been confirmed. So, look who is on the board. So, that's that. Now, if we take a look at the SPTV Foundation now, board members, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The SPTV Foundation people, right? The board members, the majority of them are ex-Scientologists that are, they left Scientology, and then a couple that have never been in Scientology. So, people that left, not particularly in this order: Liz Gale, Serge Delmar, Nora Ames, Sterling Tompkins, who is the stepbrother of Jenna Miscavige. I believe it's so if I believe that's correct. Stepbrother to Jenna Miscavige. Christy Gordon, she, I believe, was the first or second person to leave the board of SPTV. Dylan Gill, and there's one more person. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, but I don't remember their name. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I can't really remember it. So forgive me about that. Okay. Now, Reese Quibell right here. She is a board member. Okay. So, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Reese was doxxed by Aaron Smith Levin. Now, it's been brought to my attention by a few people. We had talked about it a while ago. The doxing of Reese by Aaron Smith Levin. Now, for the longest time, it was said it was accidental. It was accidental. For a matter of seconds, on Aaron's phone on a live, Reese's call information was right there. But after talking to some people and thinking about it myself, was it accidental? Everything is possible. I'm not saying it was accidental, and I'm not saying it was on purpose. But I thought about it, and that is a very good question. Was it an accident? You know? Now, Mike Rinder was, like I told you, OSA, all right? He was in direct contact to and with David Miscavige. He would make things go away, like the story of Aaron Smith Levin, you know? And I'm bringing that up because I want to show you I want to show you guys what I'm referring to. Still too early for me to speak, but whatever. Let's see here. The update one. Okay. This is Mike Rinder coming up. Okay, I want to share this with you. And this is how he is speaking out. And I'll let him do that for himself. He's a grown man. Let me make sure the volume is good. And 1.25. Okay. Now, Mike Rinder had announced a while ago he had a scare of cancer, and Aaron Smith Levin did on his own fundraising for Mike to help with the medical. So let's take a listen to Mike Rinder.
Thanks for tuning in and taking the time to watch this video. The last 18 months have been a roller coaster ride that has had, typical of anybody's cancer journey, a lot of ups and downs. I have tried to give some updates along the way, mostly on the positive side when things were going well, so as not to create too much alarm or worry in people that they shouldn't really have to bear. But at this stage, I have exhausted the efficacy of 2 cancer drugs,
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so he's explaining himself on that.
Immunotherapy treatments.
But what I want to do is I want to speed up here to the parts.
Went important for you based on your instinct and what you feel, toxicity that.
Okay, that's talking. Okay, so this is where we're going to start it here.
Toxicity and poison into your life that have been held up inside and that you need to release, and doing things that you feel are important for you based on your instinct and what you feel to be true. Part of that for me is that I have never been someone who has backed off from bullies or haters or those who seek to hurt other people. And it has been somewhat difficult over these, well, sort of the last year and a half, to not speak out and not respond to a lot of things that have been said that are toxic and hurtful and poisonous and untrue.
Now, right there, that's part of Scientology. And it is a part of real life, but because we're talking about this topic, we've heard many people say in Scientology, they're called training routines, TRs. Keep your TRs in. You hear people yelling and screaming about it. It's basically, in a nutshell, it's a class course that teaches you when people are talking smack, they're talking evil about you, they're spreading lies, you don't react. You keep yourself together. That's plain English. You keep yourself together. But this guy that you're seeing right here, he was also Major the Big Hammer. When shit went down, he could either make things go away or make your life miserable, point blank. And that's a fact.
And I want to take this opportunity somewhat for myself, but perhaps more importantly, because I feel that I have always been someone who has spoken out against that stuff to try and protect other people, or at least give them an opportunity to understand that they too may get involved or may too be negatively affected by things and people. And so I am doing a series of videos here to try and set forth some truths. I know that there are plenty of people out there that will just dismiss this, say that this is just some sort of vendetta. Believe me, it's not. It's something that I'm trying to do for my own good and for everybody else's good. Obviously, I have stepped down recently from the Aftermath Foundation and Child USA. I did so because I felt I could no longer fulfill any role that would be of value to them at this point.
Now, I call bullshit on this partially because I call bullshit on this. Okay. This is where two things could be a truth. Or could they? He said he wouldn't be any more value because of his medical condition. That's the way I am taking this. But more importantly, I call bullshit because on the USA, the Child USA board, there was a dirty piece of garbage that was a, how do I put this? He was a predator. He was a predator in all kinds of disgusting ways, not the good kind, the bad kind. And there was a lot of dirty stuff behind it. A lot. And when that whistle was blown on Child USA, the lawyer who was totally inappropriate, totally a predator, apparently Mike Rinder either knew of it or, and I'm so angry, he either knew of it and pushed it away, like, kept that quiet. But regardless of how it actually went down, those are the facts. And when the whistle was blown, the shit came out. And that's why I call bullshit on him. He didn't say anything about his partake or knowledge of it. Nothing.
Neither of them asked me to do so. In fact, both foundations requested that I not when I first volunteered to step down because I felt that it might be helpful. They were both, no, we're not going to just allow you to voluntarily resign because you think it'll be good for us. It won't be. And so I went along for quite a long time, basically until this radiation treatment. And then I just told them, I feel bad. I don't want to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't want to pretend that I'm participating in the activities of either of these boards when I'm really not.
And I call bullshit on that too. It may be true, but I call bullshit on it because from the time all this went down to now, I think he's feeling the heat and knows that it's not just his health, okay? I'm not trying to diminish his health issue. I'm enlightening the fact that this is not an excuse. You've had Miriam Francis talk out. You've had all kinds of people talk out about you, good and bad. This is your way out. A lady always knows when to leave. And I think this is his time. Too many things have been exposed, hinted about, discussed. That's just my take on it. I want to speed up here because he talks about
What if I
Aaron.
told you that you could block all ads or get paid to see them? My name is Brandon Moore. I'm an engineer here at Pi.
Came into this, I feel bad. I don't want to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't want to pretend that I'm participating in the activities of either of these boards when I'm really not.
Now he's going to talk about Aaron Smith Levin, right? Again, he's started both foundations, co-created the first one, has a big channel. Here we go. Here's the dirt. Here's the tea. Here's the not so much tea.
And so I simply stepped down and said, I'm done. I am obviously addressing a lot of what has happened with Aaron Smith Levin. Aaron Smith Levin is someone who came into this world of the ex-Scientology community and grabbed onto the credibility that being a part of the Aftermath show and then the Aftermath Foundation gave him. Excuse me. And from the very beginning, this started to create a lot of problems. And grabbed onto the credibility that being a part of the Aftermath show and then the Aftermath Foundation gave him. Excuse me. Excuse me. And from the very beginning, this started to create a lot of problems. The problems with Aaron didn't begin in November of 2023. They began way before that. And those problems were things that related to primarily his personal life. And none of us on the board of the Aftermath Foundation, who are all friends with Aaron, wanted to make his personal life the issue of his participation in the board. In fact, he was constantly reminding us that it's a very Scientological thing to judge someone based on their personal life. That is not how society is today, and not how, quote, normal people act. But the litany of things that happened over the beginning stages of the ultimate breakup are problematic, or were problematic, because they were very public and were very antithetical to the goals and purposes of the Aftermath Foundation. It began, I guess, with the email that the board received from someone who had discovered the activities that Aaron had engaged in when he went on a coke-fueled sex worker binge to Colombia.
Stop scrolling if your smile is suffering. Have you experienced any dental issues since starting Subox?
Rather than being embarrassed or concerned about it, Mark Headley, Aaron, me, and one other guy were working at the time on a project for Mark's company at a Toyota plant in Mississippi. And the night that email came in, the next morning, Aaron walked in and announced to the three of us, "Here I am, a king of cocaine and hookers in Colombia," like he was proud of it. He took a trip to China to visit with Nathan Rich and his girlfriend, a Chinese woman. And when he came home, he told us the story of how he had gotten so blackout drunk at the apartment of Nathan's girlfriend's family that he, quote, lost 3 days of his life. He had no idea what happened. And he told us that proudly. And it was like, Aaron, what are you going to do next? Well, we next had a problem because now he was promoting himself as the vice president of the Aftermath Foundation. He was the only person on the board who constantly used that title for himself. And it became a big problem for the tax-exempt status of the Aftermath Foundation.
Damn, thank you. Thank you, Matthew the King. Good morning, those that are joining. Welcome in. I appreciate that. So what I was saying is I call bullshit on this because here's the thing of convenience. Let's not play around and joke around and play games, okay? There have been so many people that have gotten shit-faced in their lifetime that have been like, dude, I got so wasted at that party. Somebody put something in my food or my drink, or they got so stoned or trashed that they didn't remember stuff. So this is where I call bullshit. It's like, this is twisting it to your advantage. This is, in my opinion, this is making it seem like something that it's not. Who has not gotten so shit-faced that they went back and told their friends, it's like, dude, I was so messed up. I don't even remember how I left that party. But to me, Mike's making it seem like what he says. He was so proud of it. I'm not defending Aaron in any way, shape, or form. But my take of it is, from watching Aaron for so long, that Aaron, could be arrogant, but at that time he was probably like, dude, I was so trashed. I was so fucked up. That's me. That's just me.
Because he was raising money for himself personally on the basis of his association with the foundation. And that is by definition innumerable and disqualifies an organization from maintaining its tax-exempt status. We had to tell Aaron that he had to stop doing that. It was another indicator of his lack of understanding and judgment when it came to what was good for the foundation. Also during this time, Leah and I had wholeheartedly supported his effort to run for the City Council of Clearwater. But in the midst of that, he got involved in 2 drunken altercations at 2 separate bars in Clearwater. And there were police reports that were written about it. And the Tampa Bay Times got those police reports. And I went to bat for Aaron to try and prevent that story from being too scandalous. The best I could do was tell them that the only thing that they could print was based on the police reports, not based on the other things that they had heard, including the trip to Colombia and the rumors that Aaron was having sex in the back of a pickup truck at the Cigar Cave in Clearwater.
Okay. So it's funny, but it's not funny. My take on it is when Mike Rinder said, I told them what they could do, right? Now, those that know Scientology would say, see, that's a OSA thing. But the other side of that coin is that really stories do get twisted around. People like this right here, right? So what I'm thinking is the other side of that coin is he's like, listen, you want to do a story, Tampa Bay Times, which is funny because all the ex-Scientology cheer on the Tampa Bay Times. Tracy was the major person that did articles on Scientology and the ex-community, the ex-Scientologist, right? So he was telling them, listen, man, I know you want to do this story, but here's the thing. You just print the facts. He's making it look like I did you a favor, I protected you. But the other side of the coin is that. I mean, that is the right thing to do. So let me show you here really quick this one. Let's see here. I'll just show you really quick. So this one, the Tampa Bay Times. Clearwater candidate appeared on a show known for anti-Semitic and racist content. That was Andrew Gold's channel. And Tracy McManus. Now, Tracy McManus recently, I'm not sure if it was retired or just moved on, but this is the woman who was on it all the time. So this was back in October 28, 2021. Since launching his YouTube channel in 2015, Aaron Smith Levin has used the platform to talk about alleged abuses within the Church of Scientology. Hold on. Let's see here. A Scientology defector who is running for city council in the March 15 election. Smith-Levin said he believes in educating anybody who will listen about alleged fraud, exploitation, and forced estrangement in the church, which has its spiritual headquarters in downtown Clearwater. Okay. Now, this article that I'm going to show, not that one. Oh, come on. All these ads and stuff piss me off. Okay, share this tab instead. Church of Scientology defector is running for Clearwater City Council. Aaron Smith-Levin says he was, or excuse me, Aaron Smith-Levin says he would encourage the IRS to review and revoke the church's tax-exempt status. This was September 14th, 2021. So you see Aaron's here, Mike Rinder's here, between the video that he did yesterday and or put up, and then the video he put up yesterday, and then that from 2021. And the article mentioned in there, and then this one. Now, the bar altercations, everybody pretty much that's following this topic knows about this. To those that don't, Clearwater Council candidate caused bar altercations, reports say. Aaron Smith-Levin, a candidate for City Council Seat 5, acknowledged the disturbances. I am a work in progress, he said. So I'm bringing up this article, obviously, that goes with what Mike Rinder was saying about he told the press that you can't report, don't report this, you can report this, you can't report that, the facts. Aaron Smith-Levin left is seen talking to a Clearwater police officer during an incident at Fusion Cigar Bar on September 17, 2021. The Clearwater Police Department blurred Smith-Levin's face when providing the body camera footage to the Tampa Bay Times. So it's not so far-fetched that Mike is it's not so far-fetched what Mike is saying, right? Because he said, I told them what to put. The facts, the truth, nothing rumored. This was on January 20, 2022. Twice over the last 2 years, law enforcement officers have been called to local bars to quell altercations involving Aaron Smith-Levin, now a candidate for the Clearwater City Council. Aaron Smith-Levin, 41, was accused of behaving belligerently and provoking both incidents with vulgar insults, but neither resulted in charges according to law enforcement. All right. And this is where I was reading from. Okay, so that's right there. So, it's like I said, guys, it's not far-fetched. He said he wasn't going to do it. He didn't want that to happen. Okay, let's go back here. Let me just back this up. Hold on really quick. So that part is true. They were all in agreement. They had talked about it, and they have all mentioned that they were on cruises together and, always hung out and stuff. So that's not far fetched. Let me see if I can skip because this part isn't necessary. Oh, this part. Okay, this gets interesting. I don't really like the personal stuff, but as far as the family thing, but this gets interesting. Bingo. Right there. This is what I wanted to bring up. And I have brought up. Remember I said it earlier, right? People that had been on YouTube, he was trying to get them to come back. There were some people that were never on YouTube, but he talked with on a live and did a panel and was like, come on, why don't you be on YouTube? And they're like, no, but then they decided to. Well, Reese was one of them people. Reese was one of them people that got doxxed, whether it was on accident or on purpose. Okay, so that's pretty much it right there. Um, but this also brings up things that bother me, like wait, let me come back to you guys. Let me come back to you guys. Okay. Um, you know, Aaron was, you got to admit, for whatever the reason, however it is, whether it's Scientology or not, Aaron was great at raising money, what they call in Scientology a redger, to raise money. And the thing that gets to me is this two-sided thing, right? Is that for Mike Rinder, the initial cancer, Aaron jumped right on that, and Mike said he appreciated it. He thanked him very much. How much money was that Aaron got raised to help Mike with the cancer? I don't know that number. Um, but this would explain when Aaron was talking about, he brought up Leah Remini blocking him, those that remember and watched that. But if all of these stories are true about the coke and this and that, then maybe this is why Leah blocked him. But I also don't like the fact, for me, that she is so tight with, lovey-dovey with Rinder, because he's not innocent either. He's not. And the thing of it is that many of these people have fought back and forth. They've been friends. Friendships have been made. They've been broken. They've talked it out on lives. They've talked it out behind the scenes. Then the third party, he said, she said bullshit, right? I mean, we can't deny it because we've seen it and we've heard it right in front of our eyes. Again, two or more things can be true, right? Or can they? Now, the funny thing of it is, while all this was going on last night, I don't know if I'm the only one, but you know how recently Aaron and Reese started talking because one of Reese's chatters brought up a question. I haven't seen you together with Aaron. Are you guys still friends? And she's like, "No, we're not friends. I mean, we still talk here and there, not too much." When before, when Reese, after she got doxxed, she was like this shy little thing. She was sitting in her ex-husband's office, and it was like the cat was out of the bag. She explained how she lost all her Scientology friends, and then as time went on, she wasn't shy anymore. She was talking about everything under the sun, doing her own thing, still doing things lives with Aaron and then Sterling Tompkins, and just shot up from there, right? So only recently, after that question was asked, I guess it was like a month or two ago, then like they did a live together, talked about it. They kind of did say what was going on. They kind of didn't. It was like they were speaking, but they were talking in code to each other. And I just can't. But here's the funny thing. It's not funny, but uh hold on a second. This is something that I did not expect at all. And I don't want to show chat because that's not necessary. Okay, share this instead. Okay, let me put asking people what they really think about Scientology on the streets. This was done 15 hours ago. Now, some people might say, well, what's the big deal? Well, they went from being doxxed, talk purposely or by accident, talking all the time, very, very needy, very within each other, very good close friends helping each other out. And then all of a sudden they weren't friends anymore due to whatever happened with Tommy from the lifeboat. And then all of a sudden they are slowly talking again. But this was a hell of a surprise. I've been paying attention, and Reese never mentioned anything about this unless I missed something. So now, with all the heat coming down, all the bricks coming down, tumbling down, Reese is in Clearwater with Aaron. Okay, so I'll put that link in the chat for you guys. If you want to watch it, then you can. Let's see here. So maybe that was maybe they are friends again. They talked it out now that Reese is no longer with Tommy. I don't know. But it's funny how the circle spins. And again, this, my friends, is my take on it. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm just pointing stuff out. I've been a viewer for a very long time. And when I saw so many people, and it was even myself thinking, man, there's nobody out there protesting, especially Los Angeles. It's like, and I mentioned a comment saying it's always the calm before the storm. I had said that earlier yesterday 2 or 3 times before these videos Mike Rinder did. So let's see who joined. Tink, good morning. Thank you. Matthew the King, Dusty, Pinche Becky, Fairy, Tanya, welcome. Hello to you guys. Let's see, anybody else I missed? Wait. Red. Oh, crap. Damn it. I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me that. I'm sorry. Here, I'll put it on high speed. Or thank you. I'm so sorry. I feel dumb. I'm awake, but I'm not. I thought I was sharing it. Damn it. It's not that long, so let me go back. And let me make sure. Okay, here we go.
Up and coming cult leader is here with Reese.
Wow.
We're going to ask people about the cult of Scientology.
We're both a little nervous about this.
Yes.
We're fairly nervous. I have a mic to make it more official.
We've
How
got
many people do you have? Because I have,
23.
oh good, I have 165. I finally beat you. I finally beat your numbers.
Okay. So here,
No Starbucks.
I guess we're going to try to both get us both in
This
on.
gimbal thing is weird.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so what we're going to be trying to do tonight, we drove through downtown Clearwater just to see if there was enough people there to do this little exercise. There's nobody in downtown Clearwater right now. So what we have done is we have come to downtown Dunedin. I can't get us both in here.
I can't-
Stay still. Stay still.
Sweet
I'm
Jesus,
trying to
man.
figure this out. Oh,
You're scaring me.
Gotta stay
Scaring
still.
me for a minute.
Okay.
I'm really hot. I'm going to have to take this hoodie off.
we've come to downtown Dunedin, and we're going to ask people what advice they have for some individuals who just got out of a cult. That's what we're doing.
We're actually a little
Okay, so that was at 7 p.m. last night, right? And let's see. And Mike Rinder, wait, let me make sure, right? What does it say? 15 hours ago, right? Yesterday. So that would have been 7 p.m. Am I getting that right? 7 p.m. And then 8 p.m. I don't know, my math ain't mathing, but whatever. It was just weird, the timing. That's all. It was just crazy. It was just insane. Good morning, Zero Dark Tony in the house. He ordered Mike McClary to burn down somebody's dwelling. Yeah. Welcome in, Tony. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, this whole thing is just insane. Yesterday was the calm before the storm. And this is my take on everything. Again, the SPTV Foundation, Mrs. J's video on TikTok, okay, like it or not, it gave all of the names on there except the one. I know it was a man, so again, forgive me. I can't remember his name. But the people that left SPTV: Liz Gale, Serge Delmar, Nora Ames, Sterling Tompkins, Christy Gordon, Dylan Gill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people left. Now, I mean, you know, let's not forget too, when the shit went down with Aaron with SPTV Foundation, then all of a sudden Nora started talking out, Serge started talking out. But check this out. Let me see here. Okay, so the EIN number that everybody, including myself, have talked about, the EIN number for the SPTV Foundation, right? Check this out. You guys ready? Check this out. This is not a trick. This is not, what is that shit called? AI. Check this out. IRS, the website. The EIN number, I plugged that in this morning. SPTB Foundation, Inc. Unbelievable. It happened. So, let's go here first. So, before, when it wasn't showing up, it now shows up. Determination letter. A favorable a favorable determination letter is issued by the IRS if an organization meets the requirements for tax exempt status under the code section the organization applied. Final letters. So it's there to read. See, before we were typing in all kinds of things, right? And it wasn't visible. I myself looked numerous times. I myself told on a live. I said, you guys, both foundations, it's not just Mike Rinder and Aaron Smith Levin. There are other people on the board. Reach out to them. Reach out to them. Oh, here it is. Let's see here. And I reached out. The person I personally emailed was Liz Gale. Because out of all of them, I just picked it. I don't know why, I just did. Okay. And the thing of it is that I emailed her. Then several days later, I emailed her again. I got nothing, but no number was coming up. So at least there's a number now. And Rad Tiger says, yeah, I looked them up too. Rat Base Chain Gang. La Rata, what's up? Let's see here. Trying to see if I'm able to share this, because when I clicked on the link, it was downloading. I didn't realize it was a download because, like I said, every time I went to go check on it, it didn't work. So there's that. Let me see. Let me stop sharing and see if I could share it. Hold on a second. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up, because when it downloads, I didn't know how fast it went. Let me see here. Okay. All right, let me. Okay. You guys can look into it now that you've seen it there, but I'll read it to you. Department of the Treasury Internal Revenue Service, blah, blah, blah. Date October 29, 2024. Employee ID number, person of contact is all there. And I'll just read you the letter. Like I said, now you saw the EIN number. You can check it out. The EIN number, I'll see if I can highlight that and put it in the chat. Dear applicant, we are pleased to tell you we determine you're exempt from federal income tax under Internal Revenue Code IRC Section 501c3. Donors can deduct contributions they make to you under IRC Section 170. You're also qualified to receive tax-deductible bequests, devices, transfers, or gifts under Section 2055, 2106, or 2522. This letter could help resolve questions on your exempt status. Please keep it for your records. Organizations exempt under IRC Section 501c3 are further classified as either public charities or private foundations. We determined you're a public charity under the IRC section listed at the top of this letter. If we indicated at the top of this letter that you're required to file Form 990-990E as in Edward, Z as in zebra, 990, N as in Nancy, our records show you're qualified, or excuse me, or electronic notice, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. So the letter's there. So let me see if I can highlight the EIN number. And it has on the letter, it has person to contact, public charity status, effective date of exemption. Okay, this is on the letter. Effective date of exemption, January 11th, 2024. Contribution deductibility, yes. And then some jargon I have no flipping idea what it means. Yeah, I'm not showing the letter because it went to my personal file. So here's the EIN number for the IRS. You click on that document and you can see for yourself. I'm not showing my personal docs. But when you pull up, I'll share this page here. I'll show the thing. Again, the IRS government website, the SPTV Foundation, EIN number right here, okay? And it's incorporated. Once you get to this on the IRS, click here at the final letters in the PDF form and you'll see it for yourself. And I'll put the link in the chat as well. You're welcome. Okay, so there it is. Sometimes with those links for the government, you'll have to, like, it'll refresh. So let me see if I can go back. So to make it convenient, Das, good morning. To make it convenient, excuse me. I think that's the right one. Let's see here. And all you have to do is type in SPTV Foundation. That's all you have to put in. I don't know if that link's going to work. So I went back to the main. SPTV Foundation. So what the hell happened? SPTV Foundation. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it. And like I said, I wasn't the first to talk about this. I wasn't the last. Last night was a total shit show with internet, YouTube, your mother's behind. It was insane. But StreamYard said it's going to work on the issues to fix it. Maybe the aliens got to it. We all know the Xenu joke, yada, yada. Anyway, so guys, with that being said, Brandon Mitchell, lurk away. Make sure you hit the like button, the thumbs up. Help me out. my links are in the chat. Greatly appreciated. Always appreciated. And I could use it. Never expected, though. Listen, you guys stay blessed, be blessed. And if you can't be good at it. Have a great rest of your day. See you later.